This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, fine. Okay. So
that's good. Now we can start.
yes. So networking basics will go through this. This first we have to learn this OSI layer. So before learning this, first we'll understand what is IP address, how systems communicate. Then after that we'll come back to this complete session. So today we'll see IP addressing. Okay. Yeah. So as today is the first class, we'll see for half an hour. Then after that, tomorrow onwards we'll see full class. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So IP addressing first we'll see. So IP addressing means, networking, generally networking basics here we are learning. So networking means intercommunication between two or more systems. Okay, so that is a networking. So for that, each system needs an identity. So we assign an IP address to that. So this IP address acts as an identity. Okay, every machine will be assigned with an identity. So they, to connect in the internet through the network, so they use this identity. With this IP address, they communicate each other. So if you see this, let me open a command prompt on the search box. You can type CMD. It will open a command prompt. Click on that. Type ipconfig is a command. Ipconfig. If you try,
It will show you all the details.
Yeah, it will show available interfaces in this to whichever you have connected. So I have connected to Wi-Fi, that is shown as a wireless LAN. So this is the one. So
it will
here
show you. It will show you the available sources, or it will show you the connected sources.
It will show you the available interfaces. So there are a lot of interfaces are there. Like one is wired network, another one is wireless network, and also there are virtual wired networks are there. That because I installed third-party tools because of that.
Okay.
But in this you have to decide to which network we have connected. See here, I connected to Wi-Fi, not to the wired network. If it is wired network, you see here Ethernet adapter. If you see here, media disconnected is there because I didn't connect to that. But here I have connected to this one, wireless LAN, Wi-Fi. You see the keyword Wi-Fi. So I connected to this. So there, to whichever you have connected, for that you will see the IP address. Here, wired network, I didn't have any IP address. Disconnected. Okay. And yeah. So this is the one. So there, whatever the adapters are available, that it will show. Okay. If you enable Bluetooth, it will also show that one. Okay. Because through Bluetooth also we can connect to the network. Okay. Yeah. Wi-Fi I have connected. So here, if you see the down, so IPv4 address that represents an IP address. So this is the IP address of the machine. 192.168.0.6. We open Notepad. Yep. So this is the IP address of the machine. Okay. And if you closely observe this, it's a number. IP address is always a number. A number actually ranges from 0.0.0.0.0.0 to 255.255.255.255.
That's the subnet mask.
No, it's a broadcast IP address. Okay.
What is this?
We'll come back to that subnet mask later. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, IP address ranges from 0.0.0 to 255.255.255.255. This is the range.
Okay.
Okay. And if you see here, so IP address is actually a 32-bit address, means 32 zeros and 32 ones. That will be there. If you see this diagram here.
Right.
So like all zeros to all ones. So what they did is they divided this 32-bit into 4 chunks. So 8 4s are 32. So each byte, that 1 byte means 8 bits. So each byte they converted to decimal notation. So decimal notation means, so if you see all zeros means in one chunk, if all zeros means it's a 0, all ones means it's 255. So that's why IP address ranges from 0.0.0.0 to 255.255.255. That is the range. Okay, we call this one as a dotted decimal notation because each chunk is separated with a dot and it's converted. This binary 32-bit address is converted to decimal notation. Okay. Yeah. So that's why IP address looks like this. And if you see the range, as I said, so it starts from 0.0.0.0 to 255.255.255. This is the range, and this range they have divided into classes. Okay, so there are 5 classes are there. In this, the last one, class E, is not used. This is for only R&D purpose. So we won't use this IP address space except the last IP address, that is 255.255.255.255. So complete 254 series, 254, 241, sorry, 240, 241 up to 255. We don't use it. Only the last IP address we use it.
Okay.
So that's it.
Those,
so class D.
Those
Yeah.
DNE is used by research and development and army people, right?
Yeah, class E will be used for only research and development. That's it.
And then D?
Class D, yeah, class D, I'm coming back to this. So class D ranges from 224 to 239. This is the range. Okay, so this will be used for multicasting purpose. Okay, multicasting means suppose in organization, suppose CEO is speaking, so that will be delivered to all the cafeterias in all the across the globe in different branches of the same company. So to do that, to cast that, we use these IP addresses. Then okay, these multicasting IP addresses we use it. Means whichever the device, which if it is having this IP address range, if means if the IP address is in between this, so that is a multicast IP address we call. So whichever is the device having the same IP address for all those IP address that from source, whatever is casting, so that will be delivered. Okay. So for that casting purpose, we use this. Generally, we use suppose some CEO is speaking, means it will be broadcasted, but we use the word broadcasted, but it is actually multicasting. Broadcasting means sending to all, sending to the complete network. Multicasting means sending to the multiple people only, multiple systems only, but specific one, which is having class D IP address. To them only it will send it, not to everyone. Broadcasting means sending to everyone. Suppose if you are in some intranet, in organization's intranet, means if I send a broadcast message, that will go to everyone. Okay, so that is broadcasting. The difference is this one. So multicasting means sending to multiple nodes which are having class D IP address. Broadcasting means sending to anyone which is connected to that intranet.
Okay. So D is basically used by like admin kind of stuff, or?
No, it's not admin kind of stuff. It's for multicasting only. So if they wanted to cast something, deliver something in across different locations, the same content from the same source will be same, destination will be multiple. In such cases, the example is the same. So if CTO or CEO, C-level people are talking, means that will be delivered across the locations in particular cafeteria or somewhere, means so they will be assigning these IP address to them. Class D IP. So that is only purpose of means class D IP address will be used only for multicasting purpose. Okay. So then rest you see class A, B, C. So in this class A, so that ranges from 0.0.0 to 127 series. So class B is 128 to 191, and class C is 192 to 223. So this is the range we use for general purpose. Okay. So in this range, again, there are exceptions. In class A, if you see 0 to 127 is class A, but in this 10 dot series, 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255. So this is the range, complete 10 dot series, which is starting with a 10. So that series will be used for private IP addressing. This is a private IP address space. Okay. So what is the difference between public IP address and private IP address? Private IP addresses means we don't have to pay. Networking will be done within the intranet only. So within the organization, within the Wi-Fi zone, so that one we call it as a private IP address. Okay. Public IP address means generally if you see websites, they will be having a public IP address. Okay. Public IP address means we have to pay for that. So generally we pay to IANA, Internet Assigned Numbers Authority. Okay. Why we have to use public IP address means across the globe, from anywhere in the internet, we can connect to that IP address. But private IP address means we should be in the same network. Okay. In organization, there is a machine, means I cannot connect directly to that. Okay.
Okay.
But if that organization owns a website which is having a public IP address, means organizations will generally, let's take some Microsoft. There are or any other company, you can take it. So they will be having public sites and private sites. Means private sites means they are hosted in the intranet. Intranet means within the organization. Means they will be having a private IP address space. So if they have assigned with the private IP address space, we cannot connect to that, because only those people who are working inside the organization, who are in that network, they can only connect it. So that is private IP address. So from across the globe, we cannot connect it. But if there is a website which is having a public IP address, means from anywhere in the world we can connect it. Example is google.com, microsoft.com. These are all the websites. They will be having a public IP address.
Okay.
So how to see the IP address of a website? Domain name. We call domain name. Let's take ping is a command, ping, ping www.google.com. If you give a domain name, it will show the IP address. So this is the IP address. If you see this IP address 172.217.160.164, that is 172 means that comes under class B, but and it is not a range of private IP address, because 172.217, if you see, private IP address space for class B is 172.16 to 31 only. This is the range for class B.
Okay.
For class A it is 10 series. For class B it is 16 to 31. But here IP address is 217. Means apart from this range, so everything is a public IP address. Okay, rest all are public IP address space. Okay.
Any specific reasons of like making those IPs into like class A, B, and C? Like, what's the real difference of these classes? Like, is one is more like faster, or like what is the use for this?
If you see this subnet mask, you can understand this. So for what they did is, for class here they made it as like this. So they made this one we call it as a network bit. Like there are 32 bits are there, right? So they made this last one as a one, all one. Then this one they made it as a this network. They made it as a big network. The usage of this one is generally on organization. Suppose if organization size is very big, they can use standard series. So if a small company, generally they use this series. If it is a very small, generally our Wi-Fi routers, you see, they will be assigning IP address in between this range. My IP address, if you see, 192.168.0.6, means that is in this range. Okay. And each internet, suppose your intranet is different, my intranet is different. You can have the same IP address what I have, but public IP address are not like that, because we can access from anywhere in the world. Means that public IP address will be unique. That's why you have to pay. It's unique, and you can connect from anywhere in the internet. So all the websites will be having public IP addresses. If a public IP address, if they don't have a public IP address, means that will be having a private IP address, means only from that network you can access it, not from anywhere. So generally organizations will have intranet websites, internet websites. Intranet means within the organization only we can access it, means they are assigned with a private IP address.
Okay.
Yeah. So how they divided these class ABC means based on the network bits actually. So this first one they made it as all one, that is 255. So there's 3 zeros. This one we call it as a subnet mask. Okay. So for class here, just you can blindly remember it. There is a very big topic on subnetting, but anyways for now you can directly remember it. So for class A it is 255.000. Class B it is 255.00. Class C it is 255.0. Okay. So that is a subnet mask. So here what you have to remember is private IP address spaces ranges. So that whenever you see, when you are testing it, so when you see the IP address, you should be able to differentiate, is it a public externally hosted IP address or internally hosted. Internally hosted means within the organization it is hosted, means that will be generally having a private IP address.
Sure. So like if I have like a home network under class 3, 192.168.0.5 or 0 dot anything, so the last one is our IP. So I can't put any domain other than I can't put any other subnet mask other than 255.255.255.0. What happens if I try to put 255.0.0.0? The internet won't work in the internet network.
Yeah. So these are the default subnet masks for different classes. For class A, we use this one. These are the default subnet masks. So what is this subnetting? We'll see. So subnetting or subnetwork means subnet or subnetwork we use the keyword. So it's a logical subdivision of IP network into subnetworks. Okay. So a practice of dividing a network into two or more networks is called a subnetting. That you can see. Means that suppose if you see the default subnet mask is this one. If you take this one, so there are, if you see subnet mask is 250.250.250.0. This means actually total 254 IP addresses are there in this class C. Okay, so that is meaning of this. How many IP addresses are there? If you want to calculate it, there are a lot of websites. You can see this to calculate it. I'll show you it anyway. Yeah, so if you want to make it as this one, that you can make it if you know subnetting better. Okay, so it's subnetting means logical subdivision of network into multiple networks. So organization, suppose if an organization size is very big, they wanted to use it, but still there are suppose organization size is small, or they wanted to split this networks into multiple networks. So then they use this to effectively use this IP addresses. They use the concept called subnetting. Okay, so I'm not going in depth of that. That is a mathematical calculation. So there are a lot of subnets we see, not only the default one. So means what subnet will have how many machines you can see here. By this 222.0 means 254 hosts will be there. Okay, so this means one host. So this means 65,535 hosts. If you say that, so you say that 252.000, that will be having this many hosts. Means in that network, that many hosts will be there.
What do you mean by host?
That network means set of machines, right? So if you are assigned with that IP address in that same network, same zone, so this many IP addresses are possible. That is what. If it's organization size, that's why I said that if an organization size is very big, they go for this one. So class A, that is standard series for private IP addresses. Okay, public IP addresses anyways we'll buy. I'm talking about private IP addresses. So that we have to buy anyways. Yeah, so that is about subnetting. So this is a default subnet mask. If you remember, this is more than enough. Generally, we use it for assigning an IP addresses. Okay. These are the other subnet masks. Even there are calculations. If you want to calculate it, you can calculate it, but that is not our scope, not required for us. Generally, those who do this networking, network administration, they will learn that. Okay. Anytime, if you know, if you want to identify subnet mask, okay, there is also another notation in apart from using the subnet mask, there is another notation called CIDR notation, classless inter-domain routing. Okay, the same subnet mask will be represented with these numbers. If you see 222.0 will be represented by 24, and double. Anyways, I have written here by 8 means class A, by 16 means class B, by 24 means class C. So you can remember like that. So you don't have to remember others. But anytime if you have to calculate means you can give here. So this is one domain ipaddressguide.com. So just give any IP address. Suppose 192.168.0.0 by 20. Let me give 16. Calculate. So it will give the range. So if you see for this network, so this is the range actually. First IP address is this one. The last IP address is this one. So this, the number of IP addresses possible are 65,536, and the subnet mask will be for this range 222.00. Okay. So you see here IP address is 192.160. In this range only, but subnet mask changed because so that is possible. So if you know how to divide that network into multiple networks. Okay.
So using this gateway, using this IP, we are able to like connect 65,536 hosts in one network.
Yeah, that is a network. In that we have one IP address.
Okay.
So in that network, this many IP addresses are possible. That many means IP addresses means hosts, machines.
Yeah. Right.
That many hosts are possible. In that we are assigned with, will be generally assigned with one IP address. Right. In that. So just by looking at this subnet mask in that network, subnet means subnetwork. So in that network, how many hosts are possible apart from that IP address? That you can enumerate from this. Yeah. So you can also use this for calculating the subnet mask, these things. The only thing here you have to remember is this table, okay, the ranges and the default subnet mask and the IP address, private IP address space, okay. Yeah. So there are still more exceptions are there. If you take class A in this 0 to 127, but we don't use 0 series. That is one thing. Another one is, so from 1 we'll start it actually. Another one is 127 series also we don't use it. The last one, only 120 up to 126 only we use it. This 127 series is used for loopback purposes. Loopback purposes means suppose a server is there in this machine, web server is there, or else FTP server is there. I wanted to connect to this machine from this machine only through FTP or through web server. Okay, so there is a web server here, and I wanted to connect to that web server. Generally, we connect to the website web server from different machines, right, through browser. So instead, if you want to connect to the same machine through network like this different server, then we use this IP address, that is 127.0.0.network complete. By it means to that complete network means 250.0.0.0. So complete network.
Can I check my loopback of my network?
Yeah, so it is fixed. Generally, though this complete series, as per theory, that documentation, so complete 127 series is assigned for loopback IP addresses, but this is the one 127.0.0.1. That one we use it for. That is the only IP address we use it for loopback. Okay, so this one we also call local host. Means whenever anytime you are typing this IP address means that is actually connected to that machine, whichever is the machine you sit in. Okay. You are using. Okay, so that represents this machine. So instead of any time, suppose there is a server here, if you want to connect to that server means instead of using a real IP address, you can use this IP address. It's a fixed IP address that connects to the same machine, local machine.
So you mean if I go to the browser and I start typing 127.0.0.0, it will take to my same network, right?
Yeah, same machine, that same machine, not network. Suppose I have a server here. This is a web server. I'm just starting it. Started.
Okay.
So you know the client server communication, right? Generally, so web server means it starts a website. Okay, generally Google server like that. So just started a server. Now generally from where we'll connect it? From another location we'll connect it through web browser. So web browser acts as a client. Okay. So this acts as a client and the server is the web server, the machine which is which is using this server, right? So here this web server started here from this machine, and now I wanted to connect to that server. So I can connect it using a 127.0.0.1. Okay. See, web server page is open. Okay, this web server I already installed it. Means that instead of giving an IP address, you can give a local host also to connect to it if it is the same machine. But if I want to connect from different machine, you have to connect it means I have to give my real IP address, not this one. Okay. And that too, you cannot connect it. You cannot connect it just because I don't have a public IP address. I have a private IP address. But from my intranet network, from my phone or somewhere, so I can connect it because these all machines are connected.
That's a private IP.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Public, my bad. That's a public IP.
Use it. Sorry.
So yeah, because like in your phone, it will be like public IP.
Yeah, private IP address, not public. Yeah, private IP address means within the same network we can use it. Public IP address means.
Okay, makes sense.
That is the thing, and yeah, that's it. So that's it about IPv4 and yeah, IP address space. If you see, so that is 32-bit address means total 2 power 32. That many IP addresses are possible. So range is this one. But when this protocol has started, that is a very big number. But now everything is connected to internet. Okay, every device, phones, smart TVs, everything nowadays IoT has come, so everything is connected to the internet, so that needs an IP address. So because of that, this IP address are now not enough, so they came up with another solution, that is IPv6.
IP what?
IPv6. I'm coming to the
IP.
IPv6.
Can you spell it because I'm not able to.
You can see here
IPv6.
IP,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I got it.
because lack of this IP addresses, so nowadays everything is connected to the internet, so they came up with this solution, that is IPv6. So IPv6 is an alternative for that, but still we are using either both or IPv4 more. But in the future we might use it. But in 4G we strictly use only IPv6, 4G networks.
Okay.
Okay. So
Because
like
it's
this,
like 128 bit and it's better compared to IPv4, much
yeah,
faster.
it's not about fast, but it's about so we can assign an IP address to n number of devices. Even this world becomes 10 times, still IP addresses will be there.
Yeah, because you are using numbers and as well as alphabets.
Yeah, it's a 128 bits. So total IP addresses possible are 2 power 128. And if you see IP address looks like this, very complex. You see alphabets will be there. Actually, this is a hexadecimal notation. Hexadecimal means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then A, B, C, D, E, F. So that is a hexadecimal notation. So it's converted to hexadecimal. That's why in the IP address you see up to F, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. So that will be there. Generally IP address looks like this. Sometimes if there is a double colon means whenever you see these zeros, that can be omitted. So we use double colon.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, it's a 128 bit. 128 bit means 128 zeros and 128 ones. That many IP addresses are possible. And in this each one in 128 bit, they have divided into 8 chunks, and each chunk is a 16 bit digit, 16 bit value. Okay. And each chunk
Okay.
is separated with a colon, and this chunk 16 bit value they have converted to hexadecimal notation. Okay, that's why see the 16 bit it looks like this, 4 digits. It's not digits. Sometimes A, B, C, D, E, F, up to F it will be there, because hexadecimal have notation is that one.
So when you say like as you have in the presentation PPT, zeros can be omitted. So instead of having an IP of like such big, we can like completely skip all those like last 4 0 0 0 0.
Yeah, all zeros you can keep it. Suppose if it is there in the middle, suppose this one is 0 DBIT is a 0000 means, then you can write it 2001 colon, again one colon, one more colon, then you can start it. Means you can ignore this, because these are all zeros.
Okay.
That way. Yeah. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Yeah. So, hello, are you there?
Yeah, I am here.
Yeah. So you can type on the search box ncpa.cpl. Yeah. So this shortcut to go to network settings. You can also graphically see IP address using this. So it will show all the network connections. If you see, I connected to this Wi-Fi. I'm not connected to wired network. So select Wi-Fi, click on status, and click on details. So here also you see IPv4 address. And similarly, if you want to see IPv6 address, this is the one. Link local IPv6 is there, but it is application is not using it actually. So okay, and if you want to change the IP address, so right click on it, click on properties. So for this you need an admin permission. If you are an administrator, then you can change it. Click on this IPv4 protocol. Click on properties. Here we give an IP address. If you want to set it manually, suppose 4.5. Some name, some IP address I'm assigning it. Like this, we can assign an IP address. So IP address assignment, generally you see IP address will be there. Default subnet mask, automatically it will assign, okay, based on the class. But in Linux machines, it won't assign. That's why you have to remember this subnet mask. And gateway will be generally your router's IP address, nearest router's IP address. Okay. So DNS server will be, you can use 4.2.2.2, or in organizations they will give their DNS server's IP address. If the IP address is not there, these two IP addresses you can use it. These are like a universal DNS server. So what is this DNS? We'll talk about that later tomorrow. Okay. So this is how we assign an IP address manually. We call static IP address assignment. Okay. If you select this one, so by default it is selected like this for me when I open it. So because I didn't set an IP address is automatically set by um, automatically assigned, actually assigned from my router, my Wi-Fi router. Okay, means Wi-Fi automatically assign it. So that is also possible if a DHCP server is there in the router. Okay, generally in all Wi-Fi, this DHCP server will be there. That server will be issuing an IP address. But if you take organizations, so they will be maintaining a separate DHCP server. So that will be issuing an IP address. Okay. So server means it's a program that will be running. So that access server. So we are now web server. Example is web server. So that is the program it is running on the server. So we will be connecting to that website, that web server through URL. Okay. So here browser acts as a client.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Everything nowadays, everything is a client server communication. Web server, web client is a browser. Similarly, FTP server, FTP client will be FileZilla. These things. If you take email server will be there, email client will be Outlook, like that.
Okay. So these two, like you have, like these are like your virtual adapters for virtual private networks, VPN, VMware. I was seeing your in your system they are like two virtual networks.
Yeah, so they are actually, when you install these virtual machines, virtually they will create it actually. So I have a VMware. Yeah, this is the one. Because of this tool, this is a software we also use it throughout the course. So here we'll be installing a Kali Linux operating system. So what you
Okay.
have to do is today, so you have to download this Kali Linux, kali.org, and
Okay.
here go to downloads and download Kali Linux. And here select the one which is based on your operating system type. Let me show you how to see IP operating system information. If it is Windows 7 on computer, right click on it, properties. Or if it is Windows 10, then type this PC and right click on it, properties. Here you can see your system type. So my system type is 64-bit operating system and the RAM is 8 GB. So you can see
Same
this.
thing. Even mine is 64-bit, 8 GB, but mine is 8 i5. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So yeah. Uh, Fine. So if it is 64-bit, then you have to download this Kali Linux 64-bit. Okay. So just click on this. Either if you do know how to download from torrents.
Torrent, like over here it's not allowed, so I will go with the HTTP.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can download through HTTP. Yeah.
Shall I do it now?
Yeah, you can
You
do
know?
it, not a problem. So anyways, tomorrow we'll see that how to install this operating system. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that you have to download. Another one is either VMware. I'm using VMware, but which is a cracked version. I think for you, they and it's blocked. I think we cannot download it. So better you can go for VirtualBox. So go to
VirtualBox.
virtualbox.org. This is the URL and download this. Okay, click on VirtualBox, click on Windows hosts, and it will download. Okay, canceling it. Download and install it. Installation is simple. Next, next, next. This one, and I'll show you how to install Kali Linux on this virtual machine. Virtual machine. This VirtualBox acts as a virtual machine. Means virtually we can install operating systems. Okay.
Okay.
So download and install this. Then tomorrow I'll show you how to create a virtual machine inside this VM VirtualBox and how to install it. That I'll show you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. For now I'm stopping it. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll go to complete course and also installation. So
Sure. Can you show me one more time this VirtualBox so that I will start downloading and try to install it? I started the Kali Linux, but VirtualBox, can you show me again?
virtualbox.org.
Virtual, okay. Virtualbox.org, right?
Yes.
Got it. Open. Yep, I'm on the website. So downloads in this Windows host. Windows, right?
Yes. Windows. So download it. Then after that install it. Installation is simple. Next, next, next. That's it.
Oh yeah, sure. I will install it. So first I have to install VirtualBox and then I have to try installing Linux into VirtualBox.
Yeah. So that we have to set up. If you know that you can do it. Otherwise, I'll show you that how to do that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this
That's it.
VirtualBox is like regular version. It's not the cracked version, right?
VirtualBox is a free version. So that's why I'm asking you to download it. I'm using a VMware, another software, alternative software, which is a cracked
Okay.
version, VMware Workstation. But VirtualBox is a free version.
Okay.
Okay. So both
So
works
what's
well.
better, VirtualBox or VMware?
I'm comfortable with this VMware, but both works well. Not a problem. Okay, for us
Okay.
because that is not our main thing.
So what I was thinking, like if we have like a cracked version of VMware or something, I will be having more options because as you know, once we are with this basic editions, we are limited. So I can like fully utilize all the things.
Yeah, if you can find it cracked version, then you can try it.
The VMware?
Yeah, VMware.
Sure. I will try to look into it.
Yeah, VMware Workstation. Yeah, you can try that.
Or you can't share me the cracked file?
It's a single key actually, so that I mean that is single key, single user key, so it is not working if I share it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, fine. So tomorrow
Sure.
we'll start with this complete networking basics OSI layer. Okay.
Sure. And can you also let me know your phone number? Because if I have any question, I can just text you, and if you got some time, you can just send me back, reply me back. You know.
Okay, sure. So let me type it here.
Yeah.
That is a country code. Yeah. Anyways, I think he will be creating a group so that you can send it anytime. Okay.
Sure. And what's your name? Venkat, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Another one is yeah. I mean, timings become a more concern here for me. So because I'm running like anything to start it, but it was late even. So I'm thinking.
Okay.
So if we started at 7 p.m., that will be 7 p.m. will be 7 to 8, 1 hour at least. Then we can make it, I think.
Like over here, you're talking about 7.
You are in EST zone or PST zone?
I'm in CST. CST.
Yes, sorry. EST to IST. Sorry, IST to. My zone actually. Let me convert.
Yeah, IST. EST to IST.
Yeah, 8:30 to 9:30.
8:30 to 9:30 my time.
Yes, AM.
Um. So as you were telling, like it's gonna be like 1.5 hour class. So you think 8:30 to 9:30 will be fine?
Yeah, 1.5 hour actually, but I'll make it as 1 hour because the other person is also there. He concerned about his time because his office completes at even for me also it's hard to come every time by 6:30. So it will be sometimes 20 minutes late like that. So instead we can fix it to 7 o'clock. I will be there. So my 7 o'clock
Eight.
that will be your 8:30. Sharp 8:30 I'll be there. In attending class.
Uh, sure. Yeah, we will
Traffic is
like
there. I'm unable to
we
make
will
it
see.
today. Is there?
Sure, sure. I understand because even you have to come from your office. You have the commuting time. So I understand all those. So, yep, we'll see tomorrow how it goes because even I have to be at my place till 10. So we will see if I am able to manage those things or not. So for tomorrow, as you said, we will start like 8:30 a.m. My Central Standard Time, and we will start 7 p.m. your time tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. And do you have a LinkedIn profile?
No, yeah, I do have.
You don't have a LinkedIn?
No, I do have.
Okay, great. Can you just send me your LinkedIn profile as well?
Okay. I mean, do you want to test me? My skills are I didn't understand.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, no. I completely like the way you speak. It's not like as I spoke you with you last time. I know you're genuine. It's not like something this and that. I just want to I am pretty new to LinkedIn, so I want to make more connections. You know,
Okay.
it's always better to have some extra knowledgeable people in our group.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you just share your link to me so that I can send you? Oh, you did already. That's perfect.
I did. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
All right, Venkat. Then tomorrow, as you said, 8:30, my time and 7 your time.
Yes, yes, correct.
Perfect. Yeah. See you tomorrow, and I will try to install those by myself. But if I got some questions, I know I'll just text you. If you can help me out with those, that's fine. If not, tomorrow I will start it from scratch.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Thank you.
All right then. Bye
Bye.
bye.